Hello. Hi, everyone. And happy Pride Month. Welcome to today's program. My name is Emily, and I'm here with my colleague, Celia. We have the pleasure of introducing today's program on behalf of the LGBTQIA Services Committee. And so today, we're super excited to kick off Pride Month. We'll be learning all about ball culture and how to Vogue with Isla Ebony.
Yeah. So we're super excited. Isla Ebony is the godmother of the West Coast chapter of the Iconic House of Ebony, which is a staple of she's a staple of the Los Angeles ballroom community. Isla is the founder of Banjee Ball and starred in the HBO Max series Legendary, and she is one half of the music duo Purple Crush. So if you have questions throughout class, make sure you add them in the chat. And we'll get to them as soon as we can. We might even sprinkle them in. All comments and questions are welcome. Welcome, Isla.
Thank you. This is exciting. That intro song was so funky. I was like, oh, yeah.
I know. I was vibing to it.
Work.
I love it. It totally got me in the mood. I am so ready.
Okay, so we're just going to start with a really short Q&A about ball and voguing and about you, Isla, and then we'll get into some voguing. And first up, we just want to ask, for anyone who doesn't know, what is ball culture and why is it important to the queer LGBTQIA community?
Right. So, it's actually ballroom culture. And the events are called balls.
Mm-hmm.
They are based off of drag balls or drag pageants that, go back, way back. I can't remember her name, but there is a Black drag queen from the turn of the century, 1800s to the 1900s turn of the century, that may have been one of the first to throw a drag pageant. And it's Pride Month, so let's recognize that pretty much everything in Pride was started by Black, trans, and gender shifting. So around 1967 in New York City, there were a lot of drag pageants, drag balls, and a lot of segregation. And Crystal LaBeija was a beautiful drag queen. Maybe if it was a different time, she would have been trans. I mean, that's not for me to say, but I just know that historically, I think that a lot of people identified as drag queens because trans wasn't really available to them as much, right, in society. So Crystal LaBeija competed in these beauty pageants and would lose to white women because of these very segregated panels. And later on, we're going to show a little clip of this documentary, The Queen, that you can find on YouTube, that is the moment when ballroom was started. And she finally had it. And she reads, which is a term in ballroom when you, speak the difficult truth that hurts and stings just a little bit. You're reading from the library, right? And so she's reading the situation and gets so frustrated and decided to start her own functions and started throwing her own balls in Harlem. And that was the beginning of ballroom. I believe it's called ballroom because they threw it in old ballrooms. And so as the decades went along, more and more categories would get added to sort of be more inclusive. And now ballroom is an international community. There are houses. Houses are families. Traditionally, they house, homeless LGBTQ kids. And there's, a mother and a father or one or the other that, houses the kids, cares for them, helps to nurture them because often they have, been rejected from their homes. But houses also act as sort of teams in the competitions. So there's sort of this dual like family aspect and working on your craft and competing together. So it's unlike anything that exists. And I'm the daughter of an American historian. I love American history, and ballroom culture is one of the greatest American art forms, and it's coming into it. It's had many moments, and it's having a big moment now, and I really hope that it gets properly installed so that the people that built it are sharing the history. That was a mouthful.
That was great. No, that was great. That was perfect. So how did you discover ballroom and voguing, and what led you to become the goddess that you are in dance?
Well, I have been making music with my husband for 20 years now. We were based in New York City for 10 years, and we're a part of the underground club culture. We were a club act, and in New York, it's very mixed. LA is a bit more segregated geographically and socially. And in New York, our community was, I would say, about half LGBTQ. I always knew about voguing. I mean, I'm a Madonna fan. So, it was that, in Paris is Burning, like there was access to it. I did not know that cisgendered women were actively involved when I was in New York, but my friends and I would, pretend Vogue and the club. But we ended up moving to LA because of the music industry. And when we came out here, got very, very involved in the underground queer nightlife scene in downtown LA. And in the drag scene. So really, actually, I found ballroom in LA through the underground drag scene, which is pretty organic because that's how it started. And my involvement in ballroom started off as an event promoter. And then I got bit by the Vogue bug and started voguing. I was in my 30s, so I was much older than most people are when they start voguing, but I did quite well and made a name for myself. And yeah, now I'm godmother of the House of Ebony, which is historically a Black house. So, it's a huge responsibility that I am very honored to take on. So yeah.
Awesome. Okay, sorry, I had to unmute. Okay, great. Well, do we want to show the
Yes.
the quick clip of the documentary before we get into voguing?
Yes. So this is LaBeija, and she founded ballroom.
Awesome.
Where's Miss Sabrina? Because I'll sue the bitch. Did you sign a release? No, I didn't sign a release. And if she releases any picture on me, I will sue the fool. She won't make money off of my name, John. She can make it off of Harlow and all the rest of the fools that will flock to her, but not Crystal, darling. Anybody but her. You can take all the pictures you want of me, but I better not see them on the street because it's over. Get a picture with me and Harlow and we'll see which is more beautiful, darling. The judges didn't have any taste. It was with you that the judges was with, darling. You were in it. It was all week, 2 weeks. Monique told me not to come. That's why Monique is not here in dress, because she's one of the... Monique, darling. Monique was not here as a friend of yours. She's a friend of mine, darling. Monique, would you tell her why you didn't come?
So she loses to this white woman named Harlow and says at one point her makeup is terrible. And, it's just... She's rightfully angry because she just is gorgeous and should have won. But that heatedness, that still happens in ballroom. I mean, it's people work so hard, and they work hard to make the money, to get the, balls happen all over the country. They happen all over the world, but American ballroom takes a lot to get to a city. And then, you're waiting hours to walk your category, and then it just doesn't go down the way you want it. And I mean, I have done some inappropriate things when I wasn't happy with the judges. It's a pretty incredible rush.
Well, let's get to some voguing from you. We'll take some time, and I bet Celia and I will leave.
Yeah, we'll be voguing in the back.
Yes, we'll be.
Okay, so voguing, like I said, has evolved over decades. Originally, Old Way came out of the runway category, right? I'm terrible at runway, so do not. Runway is not my category. But everyone just start with a runway walk, okay? Act like you are walking New York Fashion Week. You're wearing Christian Dior, all right? And you pump, right? And you pose, and you pose, and you pose, and you pump. So just walk around the room like you're a fashion model. And pose. So now, they started stringing the poses together and creating Vogue, right? So what I'm doing now is Old Way, right? And Old Way was very pose-oriented, line-oriented. Right? From Old Way came New Way, which added stretch, right? I'm not gonna go there. And then in the late 80s and early 90s, trans women evolved the Old Way, New Way into what is now called Vogue Femme. So it's a very feminized, hyper-feminine dance, right? So that's what we're going to be learning some basics of today, is Vogue Femme. All right, so let's see how much we need back out of it. All right, so let's bend the knees and just everything in Vogue Femme comes from the hips, yeah? So just rock your hips side to side and really push it, give it a stretch, yeah? So the catwalks we'll do, the duck walks, all stem from your hips. Even your hands and your arms stem from your hips. Yeah, let's pick up the speed. Bop, bop. Really keep the shoulders open. You want your arms behind you. Right? Now, I want you to step out and push the hip and come back. Step, push the hip, come back. Bop, 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 bop. Now we can add some arms. Is the audio good? All right, sweet. So, in both them, we have 5 elements. Hands, catwalks, duck walks, spin dips, and floor performance. Today, we're probably going to get to the first 3, yes? Vogue hands. I learned from the icon Deshaun Wesley, the host of Legendary. He breaks it down into circles, waves, and taps. Yeah? So again, we've got our dainty, feminine fingers, right? Let's do a tap, and a tap, and a tap, and a tap. Other hand, tap, 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 tap. Yes? You can tap on the face. Tap, air, bop, 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 bop. Yeah? Let's just try that. Let's go bop, up, side, side. Titty, titty, hip, hip. Yeah? Up, side, side. Titty, titty, hip. Both time is all about accentuating the feminine. Titty, titty, hip, hip. Yeah? And when you touch yourself, please touch yourself. Touch with the middle finger, right? You have to have some break and palm, right? So titty up, side, side, titty, titty, hip, hip, yeah? You get different. All right. Bop, 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 bop. Ready? And up, side, side, titty, titty, hip, hip. Up, side, side, titty, titty, hip, hip. Again. Hip, hip. Up, side, side, titty, titty, hip, hip. Taps, taps. Face, hip, hip. Front, chest, chest. Do that. Face, hip, hip. Out, chest, chest. Yeah? Face. Face, hip, hip, out, chest, chest. Yeah? Ready? And face, hip, hip, out, chest, chest. Face, hip, out, chest, chest. Face, hip, out, chest, chest. Face, hip, out, chest, chest. Yeah. Put your hands out. Like I said, Deshaun, taps, circles, and waves. Circles. Open the arms out. Really lead with that middle finger. Bring them up. Always feel feminine. Feel it. Bring it down. Circle the other way. Bring it down to the front. Now bigger circles. Other way. Now, you know the scarecrow, right? Circle in. Other way. Circle out. Ready for this one? Circle the same way. Bop. Do 4. And hit. 4. Your arm should be burning, by the way. Music just changed. Hold on. Let's just go back to that one more. Let's do this a couple more times. 4 circles and hit. 4 circles and hit. Yeah? Ready? And circle. Pop. 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 Put that hip into it. Pop. 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 beginning of a figure eight. I'm sure you see these Voguers that are like, wow, 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 wow. So when you do Vogue hands, you mix all those together, right? So you're gonna walk, your way, circle, win, back, ha. Go to the next element, yeah? So let's move on to the next element. Catwalks, right? Now, at a ball, you have a long runway. You're the judges, and you're at the back of the runway. You've done some hands, but you got to get down there. What does a runway girl do? She walks the catwalk. Now, like I said, based off the runway walk, don't look at my runway. Don't look at my runway. A Vogue style catwalk is like a runway walk, but bend the knees and more inches, right? So, bend the knees. Come up on the toes a little bit. Now, remember this thing we did at the beginning? There's a reason for that. That's a catwalk startup, right? So, hands on your hips. Step with your hip. And really let the hip initiate the step. Hip. Hip. Do that again. Bend the knees. Come up on the toes. Hip. 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 And you should feel it here. This is the catwalks are the best workout. Period. Okay? You will carve yourself out. Let's try that a little on beat, yeah? DJ question mark? All right. We're gonna keep the hands on the hips. We'll bring hands in later.
I am in charge of the girl.
Bend the knees, up on the toes. You will bounce. Feel that beat, yeah? Ready, and walk. And let's just keep it going. Walk in a big circle. Keep going. You're gonna sweat today. Nice. Now, arms. There's catwalk 101 arms that happen, but I first want you to see anything can happen with a catwalk. You can anything can happen with a catwalk and your arms, yeah? But we have some very basic arms that got established, yeah? So let's go back to those fingers. Hand on the shoulder. And front, yeah? Switch. Back. Put that hip into it. The hip is reaching for the elbow. Back. Faster. Yeah? I'm tired. Damn. All right. Now we're going to string it together. You bend the knees, come up on the toes. Opposite arm and leg. You don't walk down the street like this. Same thing here. So, opposite arm. Opposite. Opposite. Again. All right. Let's do it slow one more time. And then we're going to speed up. Yeah? Ready? And back. Turn and go back. Deep breath. Exhale. I hope you're having fun. Let's fun. All right, now we're going to go back, yeah? 5, 6, 7, and hop. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. Ha. Nice. How we doing? Okay. Woo! You made it through 2 elements. Now, this next element is if you have bad knees, just don't even bother. As I walk through things, just keep working on your catwalk. Yeah? Duck walk. All right. Now, duck walk is the same mechanics as the catwalk, but during a squat. Yeah? I do a lot of squats. In fact, you know what? 20 squats right now. Everybody, yeah? Arms out. And 1, 2, 3. Anything you be doing squats today? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're halfway. 11, 12. Get funky with it. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Now your leg muscles are activated. Now, a wall is a great way to get out of the come down, put your butt against the wall, let your back skim the back, skim the wall, and you're going to stay upright. And get your back going down here. So let me break down the mechanics. It's very important. Now, hips. Listen, everything comes from the hips. Don't put your hips to the block. You are going to follow the work. Okay? I mean, look at this. Look at how hard that is. And it's arms up for balance, do that. You need to have them down below, do that. Voguing is an improvisational art form. People like to do Vogue choreography. You see a lot of it on Legendary, but it's really about improvisation. So let's try those duck walks again. I am sweating. Okay. This is Viral the Great. All right, that's enough for duck walk. I won't kill you today. All right. Now, we have 2 more elements left. Floor performance and spin dips. I am not going to have you spin. But I might show you this. Before we do the dip, let's do floor performance. All right, so floor performance. Pretty much making love to the floor. Really utilizing that whole layer. In a very angular way, both hands. Very. I don't know. So let's just do the basic thing. So come to one side of your hip. Straighten that leg. And bam. Rock. Bam. And rock. 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 And this time, do a little bam, 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 bam. Yes. Let's do the leg out and pull yourself in. Out. Pull yourself in. Yeah? Out. Pull yourself in. I should be doing their legs. There. Carrot flips. Rock, rock. That gets used a lot for performance, yes? How about just a nice little sexy catwalk, like an actual cat, right? Or all right, let's do this. Not before. Bare legs are not working. All right, so the dip. So you've done your hand, right? You've done your hand. You've done your catwalk. Done your catwalk, down to the catwalk. To the floor. Rock, rock. Now, did you feel that? ball, did you hear the crash, right? The crash on the floor. Yeah? A dip is the period at the end of a sentence. You go through your elements, and to really let the viewer know that you've made your statement, you have to end with a punctuation. And that's what a dip is. Now, basic mechanics. Arms out. Tuck the foot.
I am in charge of the girl.
Come down. Foot is on the outside of the butt, like a runner stretch. And you lay it out. Yeah? Support your arms like a triangle. Arms back. And if you have strength and flexibility, straight. If not, you can just let it go here. Yeah? Let's just take it for a second. Feel that stretch. The other side. Feel that stretch. All right, so let's try that again. Do the other leg, yeah? Arms out. Tuck. Come down. And lay it out. Yeah? Again. Arms out. Tuck the foot. Lower yourself down and lay it out. Other side one more time. Tuck. Lower yourself down and lay it out. Yeah? Why did I do bare legs? It's hot, that's why. So now we're going to do it a little faster. Go back. All right. So. We're going to do one beat, yeah? So 1, 2, 3, ha! Yeah? 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, ha! Yeah? Other side. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, ha! 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, ha! Other side. Ready, now. 1, 2, 3, ha! Yeah. Now. It's all about how you spell it, right? You're telling a story. So let's just add a little fun to your dip. It's going to seem fast, but you'll have 4 counts to do something. Remember we did a shimmy? Do a shimmy. 1, 2, 3, 4. You go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah? You do a little hip swivel. You go, ah. Now, you do start to get creative. Remember, it's all about the tuck of the foot. Yeah? So just jump up. Tuck. Yeah. Yeah? Just an anchor. All right, so let's just try a little flourish for your dip, yeah? All right. 5, 6, 7, 8. Pop, 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 pop. Pop. Yeah? Again. Hold on. So, I'm not going to give you choreo. I'm challenging you. But I want you to tell your story wherever you are in your life today. Okay? So, we're going to string it all together. You have your hands. You have your catwalk. You have your duck walk. Real easy from the duck walk to go to the floor performance. From the floor, you're already on the floor, so you can do it again. You want to get real creative, you can come back up and work your way to the deck, yeah? So I'll yell it out, but I want you to do your own, okay? Hands, catwalk, duck walk, floor, to a deck. All right. All right. Now, also, one last thing. You're telling a story. You're selling a story. So when it's time to walk, you don't want to just walk out. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right. Oh my God. No. You come out with confidence. And then you start, right? I mean, you can kick your way in. Right? So we're going to give 2 counts of 8 for the entrance. And then I'm going to scream, hands! And I want you to do your hands, yeah? Now, if you find yourself changing the order of the elements, that's fine. Just do all 5 elements, okay? And I'm not here to make sure that you're doing them all. So, be on it, yeah? 2 pounds of 8 of attitude. Selling it. Tell the story. 5, 6, 7, 8. And hands. Do your catwalk. Work your way down to your duck walk. To the floor. Walk, walk, walk. To your deck. All right, let me walk through a few things because I realized I missed something. When I did duck walks, I did not help you in how to get into your duck walk, right? So, we're going to come back to the stringing it together. But we're going to do a little exercise that I like to do. So, we're meshing catwalks and duck walks together. Yeah? So, we're going to do 4 catwalks. Then you have 4 counts. Come down. Duck walk. And 4 counts to come up. Now, on your way down, you can stop in place. You can do a little hop. Some people, it's hard to get down. You're like, hop, right? Work, you have 4 counts to get down, yeah? The other thing this exercise is going to do is really help you to see how duck walks and catwalks are one, yeah? So 4 catwalks, 4 counts down, 4 counts duck walks, 4 counts up. Turn and go back. We'll do it 4 times, yeah? and back up, and catwalk, and face down, catwalk, and back up. Yeah? All right. Girl, I'm tired. This is tiring. It's hot. Yeah? All right. Let's string it together again. Let's get a different track. Let's get a different track. All right. Now, we're back to stringing it all together. 2 counts of 8. Introducing yourself. Hands. We'll do 2 counts of 8 of hands. 2 counts of 8 of catwalks. Down to your duck walks. To the floor. And give me a dip. Yeah? This will be our last time. So make it good. 5, 6, 7, 8. Catwalk. To your duck walk. Floor. Now find your dip. All right. That was a little scrappy on my end. I hope yours was fun. I think that's it. We're going to do a little Q&A at the end.
Hey, that was excellent.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know that I will be able to do that, but I will try.
I cannot wait until I'm not in an office and then I can go back and watch this at home.
I do have that question because I got hit up by some people who couldn't be here for the live. Will they be able to go back?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be able to on our YouTube channel for sure. So
Cool.
oh, yes. All right, to just end everything, we have a few questions. If anyone has any questions, you can put them in the chat for Isla. We'll get to them as we're ending here. But that was, oh my gosh, that was so amazing.
Yeah, it was wonderful. I can't wait. I'm just gonna.
We have a lot of comments on everyone is just like, oh my gosh, I'm getting such a workout right now.
Let me tell you, so I vogued hard for a bunch of years, and then I had a baby, and my pregnancy and labor, I pushed her out so fast, and I really believe that voguing actually prepared my body for childbirth.
There you go, expecting mothers.
Oh, and it looks like we have some questions coming in for you from the audience.
All right.
So Edwin Ordarte wants to know how the experience was on Legendary.
To have the resources available to you to create the art we were able to create was unreal. And it's getting better with each season. We're definitely the guinea pigs, because I mean, what they have attempted has been attempted. People have tried. It's not an easy feat to throw a ball on television like that. And so, yeah, I mean, just like being able to have an idea and then suddenly have top wardrobe people creating costumes and stage lighting, just, you know, I'm a community theater girl, and it was just a dream come true. I'm not good at reality TV. I don't watch reality TV, and so that part was a little hard for me. But I think if I had another run, I would be a little more prepared. It was also intense. My daughter was 2, and we don't know if she had COVID, but she had never been so sick in her life. And I'm like filming at the same time. So I had a whole other, everyone had something going on while they're on that show. And it was really intense. We had less time in between each ball than season 2 did. Because it was a guinea pig, season. There was a crunch, and we literally put those performances together in like 2 to 3 days.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was. I lost a lot of weight while I was filming. Next question.
All right. We have questions coming in. My goodness. Okay. So Bailey Meehan asks, curious how you get your name. Does someone give it to you, or do you come up with it yourself?
My name Isla?
Yes.
That's my birth name.
Oh.
Yeah.
That
is my, I'm sorry. I'm like so sweaty. I'm like trying to get a sweat rag. That is my birth name. That was my grandmother's name. It's a Scottish name with Spanish roots in it. I think the Spanish Inquisition brought it over to the Scottish shores, and then we did a DNA test, and I have like 20% Spanish in me. So there you have it.
Andy Luong, and I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, would like to know what some of the things he can expect as a ball spectator, or what are there any things that he can expect as a spectator, or anything he should be mindful of?
Yes. So sometimes people. Good question. And June 20th at Los Globos, I'm throwing a free all ages Pride Ball. Yes. So at the beginning of a ball, there's this thing called LSS, and it's confusing to spectators who have never been to a ball, and they think that the ball has started. And sometimes you'll get kids that are just taken over by the spirit and want to join in. So the beginning of a ball is a very special time where the commentator, the MC, calls out the established people in the community. And LSS stands for Legends, Statements, and Stars. When you start walking balls and you start making a name for yourself, you are considered a star. Mm-hmm. And then when you've been winning, you become a statement. You're making a statement. And then this is when it gets official. There's a process of actually getting deemed legendary. People love to say like, oh, honey, she's legendary. And they'll say to me like, oh, Isla, you're so legendary. It's like, actually, I am not, because I have not been deemed yet. And it's a very intricate process. People get in fights over it because it's about how much you put into the community and how much work you have done. And then when you've been a legend and you continue to do things, have moments at balls, but really at this point start contributing and building the community, then you get deemed an icon. So LSS at the beginning of a ball, the commentator will call out the legends and the statements and the stars. As a spectator, just spectate. Not your time to participate. Now, when the ball starts and they call the virgin categories, which is like a beginner category, go at it. Make a fool of yourself, or if you've been working hard and you're ready, do it. I'm all for throwing yourself at the wolves. Some people think, no, only walk when you're really ready. But hey, if the spirit calls you, go out there and see what it feels like.
I love it. We're backtracking to your name. So Bailey Meehan meant Purple Crush, not Isla.
Oh,
I was confused. I thought she meant Isla.
Yeah, got it. Purple Crush. So purple was like one of my first words. I've been obsessed with purple since I was a little girl. And when Jared and I started making music together, I was like 19, 20 years old. And he's someone that always names things. He's, some people are really good at coming up with names. And he was like, hey, I got a crush on you. You love purple crush. So that's how it came about.
Nice.
I am loving this NYX lipstick. It has not smudged.
It looks great too. The color pop.
It really pops.
Lasting through the sweat. Like
I know.
So what's the best way to find out about local bobs? Local balls.
Yeah. Well, you can go to my Instagram. Please follow me on Instagram. I need followers. I am not a social media kid. P Crush, short for Purple Crush, because someone in Oregon has had Purple Crush sitting there unused for 10 years, and they refuse to shut it down. And then my balls page is Banjee Ball, and I spell that BANJEE Ball. And I'll post flyers from other stuff. Ballroom is a little bit of a secret society. So yes, it's hard to find it. It's getting easier now that things are getting bigger. Follow Reach LA on Instagram. They throw a lot of functions, and that is another great nonprofit for you guys to get involved in. Reach LA is started in the 90s. It's an AIDS nonprofit organization, and now they just do all sorts of stuff. They help kids with homelessness and employment, and they built a dance studio, and that's actually where I learned how to Vogue, was at the dance studio in Reach LA. So it's a very special place. So yeah, follow Reach LA on social media, and they will post functions as well.
Nice. Okay, we're coming to the end. Last few questions from me and Celia. So what recommendations do you have for anyone who wants to continue to learn about ballroom and voguing?
So definitely watch Paris is Burning. That's the Bible.
Yeah.
Documentary. Yeah. And then there is a show that Vice did called My House. It only had one season, but that's another really good slice. A really great documentary as well is called Kiki, Kiki, and it's about the Kiki scene. So ballroom, has been around for a long, long, long time. And about, I don't know, 15 years ago, 10 to 15 years ago, some kids sort of got sick of the politics. There's a lot of politics in ballroom, as you would imagine, with something that has gotten so large and is so intricate. And so they started their own smaller scene called the Kiki scene. And now the Kiki scene is its own like entity that is thriving. And a lot of times when there'll be like a major ball that weekend, there'll be a Kiki ball the night before. And sometimes the Kiki ball is better than the major ball. But Kiki is a great documentary. A lot of the kids in the Kiki scene are also in the main scene. And that documentary is just so well done. So those are really good places to start. And then, do research. There's been a lot of articles. There are historians in the ballroom scene that are working hard to, get stuff in the books.
And last question is, what are you working on? So what can we expect from you? Like, what's new?
Well, I just dropped an album called Ballroom Baby, which Purple Crush sort of ballroom took over my life, and also having a child took over my life. And, we had gone from just constantly making music and putting out albums and touring to it just really being on the back burner. But we very slowly were writing songs over the years. And of course, because life is art and art is life, everything I would write about was about my experiences. You know, I was in one house and we had a falling out, and then I joined another house and sort of that experience. There's a song that I wrote about the Orlando shooting. I actually had a Banjee Ball that day, and it was kind of devastating to see all of these, you know, big guys, right, so scared to even come out, and it just upset me so much. You know, as a mom, I feel very protective of the community, and so I wrote a song called "Safe Our Space." So yeah, so it's an album of songs. They're ballroom music influenced, but they're more ballroom experience influenced, because they're kind of a lot of emo songs on there. And then I'm also a part of this campaign with NYX Makeup. They're doing a Pride campaign, and I was a consultant for that, and was able to get some of my nieces and nephews from the ballroom scene in it, which is amazing because like their faces are now, you know, selling makeup in makeup stores, and that's really exciting. And we're doing a online face competition for the month. We just dropped it today. You can go to my social media or NYX's, and you do a makeup look to my song Into the Light that is on the album, and post it on Instagram, do all the hashtags so that they can find you. And the US winner is going to get like $1,000 in makeup, and then there'll be a global winner because a bunch of countries are participating. And the global winner is going to win $5,000. So if you're really good at makeup, enter. Like, why not?
Nice. Okay. Well, Isla, thank you so much for everything today. I can't wait to go back and watch this again, and I will like use this regularly in my workout rotation. And I can't wait to see more of your work. And just so thank you everyone else in the audience, virtual audience, for joining us today to kick off Pride Month. We're so excited. We're continuing the party tomorrow with drag queen story time.
Yeah.
Pickle. Yay. So that's tomorrow at 4 p.m. on the main feed, so YouTube and Facebook. Cool. You can also join us back here for another TEENTastic Tuesday next 4 p.m. or next Tuesday at 4 p.m. for a Q&A with the author of Choosing Kindness, Juan Acosta. So, and be sure to look on LAPL.org/LGBTQIA for all of the events during this month.
And also, don't forget to register for our summer reading program. The registration is open now online, so you can register online or in person to collect points for reading and completing fun learning-based activities. For more information, you can visit lapl.org/summer. And thank you all so much for joining us. All of the links we shared are also in the chat. And let's all just dance it out, right?
Yeah.
Happy night, everyone.
You're all beautiful and perfect the way you are.
Yay.
Yes.
Thank you.